Hey my friends, Frederick here again. I hope you guys have had an awesome weekend. Now last time I had a chat to you guys, I talked to you guys about the law of failure and how key failure really is to your success. In fact, failure is a direct companion to success. You can't have success without going through failure first. When you look at all of the successful people in this world, the most successful people, they have all gone through a significant amount of failure before they were able to reap the rewards of success. Today I want to talk to you guys about something that's very key when it comes to, in fact, failure. It's another key principle, it's another law of success, and it's the fifth law of success, but it is really key. And this directly adds on to what I was talking about last time in regards to failure, because here's what a lot of people do: is they go out there, they do everything and they fail. Okay, let's just say they fail. But what they keep doing is they keep doing the same thing. So what they're doing is they're bashing their head against their resistance. They keep failing, but they keep doing the same thing, and they keep bashing their head practically against a brick wall, and they keep doing the same thing, and then they expect a different result. Well, what happens is when you keep failing by doing exactly the same thing that's making you fail in the first place, you develop frustration. Alright, you develop frustration, you develop doubt. And in most cases, 95% of the times, once people hit that stage in their life, they stop, They hit a certain level of frustration, they keep doing it, they keep doing the activity, they keep doing the action, they keep failing, and then they're just like, screw it, screw it all. They give up on their dreams, they stop, they give up on their goals, they don't set goals for themselves anymore, they just give up. Well, here's the secret, guys. It is important to go through failure, yes, but here's an important add-on to it, and that is evaluation. It is so important to evaluate, when you're at that stage, where you're taking the action and you're failing, you're going through that natural process and you're failing. It is so important to evaluate your situation. You're failing, so, sit back and really evaluate where you are, okay? Really evaluate what it is that is making you fail in the first place, and go a different way about it. Now, that doesn't mean that, boom, you change your approach and you're gonna succeed straight away. That doesn't happen, It could happen for you, it could happen, but just because you're evaluating and changing your approach, that doesn't mean you won't still fail. You might still go through failure, but at least you've crossed off and eliminated a certain plan of attack, a certain plan of action that's definitely not working for you. The good thing is there, you're sitting back, evaluating, coming up with different ideas, and going at it again. That way, you're not doing the same thing over and over again and still bumping your head against a brick wall in the exact same way. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. That's something a lot of people don't talk about. They talk about, some people do talk about, failure, and how failure really is, a halfway mark to your success, and how failure is essential for you, to become successful. You can't have success without failure. But then they don't talk about evaluation. They talk about, they tell you, don't give up, which is true, Please don't give up on your dreams. Don't ever give up on your dreams, and never let anybody steal your dreams, no matter who it is. Don't let anybody steal your dreams. But once you're at that stage of your life and you're failing. By the way, failing does not make you a failure. Failure is simply failing. Something you're doing is not working for you. You're failing, right? Evaluate what's making you fail. Evaluate different plans of attack, Attack it from a different angle. And, I have made the same mistake before, when I started with network marketing. I've made the same mistake, I'm failing, like I'd be failing, and I'd keep doing the same thing, you know. I'd be like a blind raging bull, just, you know, charging for the same thing over and over again, and it won't get me anywhere. But what I've found is, you sit back, you know, relax, and just think about it. Think about what you're doing. Evaluate your situation. And what I've found is, when I do that, I come up with even greater ideas. I come up with even greater plans of action and even better plans that'll help me succeed in an even bigger way. So guys, your lesson for this week is, you're failing, alright? You know, you're failing. Okay, you're failing. That's awesome that you're failing. But sit back and evaluate your situation, and don't do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. It's great chatting to you guys. Don't forget to leave your comments in the bottom, you know. Share some of your ideas, share some of your thoughts, you know. What are your thoughts about this subject? I'd love to hear your opinions. This is Frederick Mandl with MLM Secret Strategies, and I'll see you again soon.